This is the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here.
Tech Podcast CES coverage is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com. Get domain names, cloud hosting, and dedicated servers, all easy to manage and configure. GoDaddy has all your web needs. Visit TPN.TV/GoDaddy for special offers.
Our first guest, Jeff Mullen, who is the founder and CEO of DynamicsINC with the ePlate.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here as well. And you've got two little cards in your hand, so I take it is a credit card related product.
It's a next generation credit card. Dynamics has raised over $40 million. Last round was a $35 million round from Bain Capital Ventures. What we do is we put entire computer architectures into your average everyday credit card. Here's a transparent card. You can see the entire device is a electronics package.
Okay, Jack, if we can focus in on things here, maybe if you can zoom up on it as well. So this is far beyond the normal smart card type of technology.
Correct. There's over 70 electric components squeezed into 1/10 of a cubic inch of volume. Cards are just as thin and flexible as a normal card.
Look at this.
They're waterproof and they last over 4 years of battery charge on a mere 1/10 of an ounce of battery goo.
So if you can, if I'll hold this, if you could take a pen maybe and point out some of the components. We've got the battery on, I assume, on this far.
So the battery is a lithium polymer battery.
Okay.
All of these black specks are silicon die. There's a number of silver specks you may not be able to see that are other electrical components. You've got the buttons to the card, so there's a user interface, so users can make different selections based on what they want to do at the point of sale. And then there's a card programmable magnetic stripe. So you can press different buttons at the point of sale to have different options, and it will rewrite all of the information on the magnetic stripe so that the card can communicate your desires at any one of the 8.7 million merchants across the 60 million 1970s era mag stripe readers that are used across our $6 trillion payment network.
Well, a lot of quick numbers there. Does this mean that I don't have to carry a wallet that's this thick?
It does. We have devices that have multiple devices in one, debit, credit, corporate credit, personal credit. The device that we just launched, which is issued by UMB Bank and available on the Visa network of merchants, is the Dynamics ePlate device. At any time, you can go online and you can change the rewards that are associated with the buttons on the card. And so today there's 550 million credit cards. 250 million of them are single reward co-branded cards. So when you swipe your card, you get miles for 8 years. You get cash back for 8 years. So on Monday with this device, you could have cash back. On Tuesday, you could have a specific mile. On Wednesday, you could donate to charity.
So you've got LEDs that are changing here. If we could come back to the product.
Sure. So this is the Dynamics ePlate on the Visa network. You can sign up for one today at DynamicsINC.com, and it will ship tomorrow after you subject to a credit approval. Right now we have 50 different reward partners, reward brands you can choose from. When you put all the reward brands on a single interface for you to select from, they vie for your attention. And so as a result, the consumer really gains a lot of additional value. For example, if you stop by our booth on the South Hall, we actually have an F1 race car, because Skip Barber Racing just launched a reward yesterday. And what their reward is, for every $2,500 you spend at any store in the United States, you get a $700 racing lesson at one of their 7 racetracks in the United States. That's a 28% reward. So if you have a 1% cash back card, it would cost you $70,000
to get
that exact reward.
Yeah.
Where on Dynamics ePlate, it would cost you $2,500. So there's charities. There's actually next generation video games. This summer, Avenue Social is releasing, after 18 months of development, a massive multiplayer online Facebook game called Adventure Shopping, where it's a virtual mall. Every time you walk into different stores and make different purchases, based on what store you make purchases, the game does different things.
Okay. So if you you need to replace your lawnmowers, you go into the big box store there, and you recognize that you only need another 500 miles to qualify for a flight or whatever.
Correct.
But so you can direct it to that particular airline's affinity program.
You can. There's over 50 brands. We're adding a couple brands every week. This week we've added 3 different brands. Additionally, we've built just as much advanced technology over the existing processing infrastructure for payments as the actual hardware and the actual device. So a normal reward, you get maybe 30 days, 60 days after a purchase. There's a long delay. That's because there's a serial infrastructure where you have the merchant acquirer, the bank's processor, the bank, the network, and the actual brand. We've created over the last 3 years processing that actually connects to all of them. So we've created a mesh network. So we can actually deliver the rewards within 2 seconds of making a purchase.
Oh, wow.
So
That's
for
amazing.
example, we had Twin Sisters, which is one of the largest children ebook providers, launch a reward this week where they actually use our tools so that you can actually enter in your child's email address, and within 2 seconds of making one of your purchases, your child is automatically emailed a digital download for an ebook that you've earned. So people can use the Dynamics ePlate tools on our open API to develop really any sort of application they want on top of the $6 trillion payment network in order to attract customers and actually provide them with value and acquire customers. Additionally, we're the only company that's actually available to provide the co-brands with user-approved payments data. So we can actually provide to the actual brands where you make purchases so they can provide even more meaningful experiences to you. So we have Dark Horse Comics, where every time you make purchases in their affiliate stores, you get twice as many of these exclusive comic books. They've created 10 exclusive comic books for Dynamics ePlate users. We have some that even promote if you make purchases at their competitors in order for them to try your product. So we have Big Star Movies, where every one purchase you make at Hulu or one of their competitors, you get a free 3-month subscription.
So what happens when this is lost or stolen? What the security is the security aspects of this more relevant or less relevant than a regular card?
So the cards are more secure than a traditional card. The information is stored in an embedded processor on the actual card. We actually do have security products that are coming out from large issues for the security-oriented. And so here's this device right here. It's called Hidden. There's a display and 5 buttons.
There you can see
in order to turn the card on, in order to use it, you have to enter a code that only you know into the face of the card. If you enter the right code, then your number is displayed visually, so you can use it for your online transactions, and then it writes to that stripe magnetically, so you can use it for your in-store transactions. After a period of time, the display erases and the stripe completely erases.
Yeah, does the consumer have to pay for this device?
Yeah, so the different banks have different models. Some banks have fees, some banks do not have fees. It's completely up to the bank's discretion. Dynamics is a technology provider that creates an incredible technology platform for payments, and then issuers can decide what strategy they want to deploy. In the case of Dynamics ePlate, any brand, any merchant, any individual can create literally any type of reward program on the existing infrastructure. A traditional co-branded credit card may take 18 months to negotiate and launch, and a lot of times card issuers, banks, will say no for a number of reasons. It costs about $100 million to market a co-branded credit card, and as a result, banks really don't make a profit until year 3. So they actually can't partner with any brands that can't guarantee a long brand value. So they can't partner with the hottest movies, where every time you swipe your card, maybe you're getting Hunger Games rewards, because Hunger Games won't be the hottest movie next year. They can't partner with individuals like athletes, authors, YouTube celebrities, musicians, because there may be a scandal or they may die. Dynamics can partner with all of those existing brands, give them tools that they currently don't have, such as data to provide better rewards, instantaneous rewards, but we can also connect to this even larger number of brands and merchants that currently can't issue a co-branded credit card because they do not meet the business model constraints of large credit card issuers.
Where can people go to find more information about your product?
So they can go to DynamicsINC.com. We just launched in November, and you can actually sign up for a card today. So you can go to DynamicsINC.com. You can sign up from DynamicsINC.com. You can sign up from a number of our partners. You can go to UMB.com, our bank, and sign up. But if you go to DynamicsINC.com, you can sign up for a card. And as long as you're approved for credit by UMB Bank, it will be shipped and will be accepted anywhere Visa's accepted.
Excellent. Boy, you can certainly see how things are changing. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us. I know you're going to have a good show with that product as well. So, wow, I had no idea
That's
no
awesome,
idea
because
that the technology was coming into that
yeah, I'm
so
thinking
quickly.
things like how many credit cards there are, and all of these companies where, every gas station has this particular credit card they recommend that you get 5% cash back if you use that particular credit card. Check on the camera. So like all of these separate credit card companies, if you travel and visit these different gas stations, you got to sign up for 20 or 30 different credit cards if you want to get the maximum cash back. Here
that's true. That's very,
like
very
that.
true.
I really like that.
Well, we're proceeding along here. I need to remind you of some of our sponsors. GoDaddy.com, of course, is a way to say hello to your customers with a beautiful website using Website Builder. If there were a way that you could stay focused on your business without the hassle and expense of website development, you'd want to hear about it, and that's why we are talking about it. Do you think you would benefit from Website Builder?
Well, I'm a website designer, and I can certainly find ways of shortcutting things, or I like using a platform that my clients can learn to use as well. And Website Builder is extremely easy. It is something I could even teach my own clients to use after I set it up for them, which really, for me, would be really quick. They could set it up themselves, or they could have me set it up for them. But you could also set up your own website very easily with Website Builder, and it looks very good, too, on desktop and mobile devices.
Well, and I could see a situation where a small business has no web presence. This is a way to quickly establish it, and at that point, wow, this is working pretty well. It's time to talk to Daniel J. Lewis and really blow it out. And so there's a progression that's involved here. But the Website Builder is the way to get started. It's very economical. You can be online in minutes. It's very easy because it's a drag and drop display that uses over 300 templates from which you can choose, and over 8,700 stock photos, which means that you're not going to have problems with copyright and so forth. Also, talk about options and plugins. It's all business. Facebook, YouTube, Etsy, which I've not mentioned recently. Etsy, MapQuest, Yelp, and of course PayPal options. Keep the eye on the ball, and don't forget there's a fantastic discount, WST50, which is 50% off on Website Builder from GoDaddy.com.